Here we go, ready to go racing in Stockholm, Sweden. The first race of the Swedish GP, this one for SX2, race number 1 for the 250 category. I'm Ralph Shaheen, the voice of the World Supercross Championship. I have Daniel Blair, our host, sitting next to me, and we are ready to go with the first race of the night, Daniel.
I am excited, and if I'm Max Hansty right now, I'm feeling pretty good about my situation, too. There's a championship that can be won. He's perfect in the season, but Ralph, he hasn't been perfect today.
And you've seen the gate choices along the bottom here. You see where Hansty is over in gate 5. You see him right there just to the right of what is known as the doghouse, to the right of the big W there. What do you think?
Well, I like where he's at. It's not a bad spot, but he's going to have to be perfect.
All right, in Sweden is a significant part of the world known as Scandinavia. This is where the Vikings sailed from on their quest to conquer foreign lands. These modern-day Vikings have sailed their 250 and 450 Drakars or dragon ships from the last round in Australia to Stockholm, Sweden, looking to plunder, ransack, and lay waste to the competition. This is the highly coveted World Championship crown. Skull and drop the gate! Headed into turn 1, and Hansty thought he was going to get the whole shot. Instead, he's going to be back behind at least 2 different riders. He's got Hicks in front of him in the lead, and McElrath right there on the number 1 in second place.
And this is Australia all over again. It's the same 2 riders, maybe even Enzo Lopes, but Ralph, the Stark Michael Hicks is up front.
He has been good all day long here in Stockholm, and he is showing it again here as they rip into the whoop pad for the first time at speed.
They are ripping right now. This track is perfect. You're about to see the most aggressive attack laps all night long. This track is going to change. Oh, it's going to change, but right now it is good and it is fast.
This is by far the softest dirt anybody can ever remember racing on. When you talk to the riders, they say in their entire career, this is quite possibly the softest dirt they've ever been on. Daniel, I'd love to find a couch as soft as some of this dirt.
Yeah, well, a couch with Velcro, because these guys are being sucked to the ground at all times, and there's parts of the track that stay pretty good, and there's parts that are just going to absolutely run up. Whoa, Shane.
Well, and Hansty sitting right now in third as we see McElrath get a little too wide and up into the tough blocks. He has been absolutely perfect in every race we've had so far this year. Coming into round 4 here in Stockholm, he hasn't lost a race. Could this be the first one as we approach the halfway point?
This might be it. And look, he's got 2 things on his mind. Bummer for Enzo Lopes, your Super Pole winner. But if you're Max Hansty, you've got the championship. That's the big picture. That's what you want the most. But he's also been perfect, and these riders are so competitive. They don't know anything but winning, especially when you've won 9 straight. So a lot on the plate tonight for Max Hansty.
And for Hicks, what an upset it would be if he could win this one.
Good timing, too. I mean, think about the bosses are in town, Ralph. This would be the night to do it.
Watch this for Enzo Lopes here on the 16. He's running in 4th. Oh, he just gets a little wide, and the rear end comes all the way around.
Yeah, the rear was going out, but then the front kind of did a little bit of a tuck there, too, at the very end. But, I mean, Michael Hicks, Ralph, is not just winning. He's pulling away right now. He looks flawless. He was great at Super Pole, so I'm not surprised.
No, nobody should be surprised at the fact that Michael Hicks is at the front of the field. This is an arena cross. He's well more than comfortable leading and winning races and championships in that form of 2-wheel motorsport competition. Racetracks are a little bit tighter than what we're racing on here tonight.
Yeah, not just the racetrack, but the environment. I mean, if you're Michael Hicks, you've got the defending champ behind you. You've got a former World Supercross champ behind you. He's pulling away, but it's a big night for Max, and he's starting to make his way back up to second. I love the way this is setting up while the track is still in race conditions.
He's closing in on McElrath. The fight for second has developed here in race number 1 for SX2. Max Hansty looking to be perfect still in 2025 World Supercross competition in this 250 category. He's got to get around McElrath and Hicks if he's going to pull it off.
Not the best lap
Oh,
for
and
Hicks.
look at this. McElrath coming after Hicks now, which could help Hansty close that gap.
Absolutely. It's better for Max Hansty if this thing tightens up and becomes a congested battle. And for Hicks, he just had a rough lap right there, and Shane is starting to warm up.
Here they come. McElrath right alongside of Hicks. Hicks has led all the way, but with 2 laps to go, is he about to get the challenge he can't handle? McElrath and Hansty closing in quickly. Hansty on the Team GSM machine, number 99, back in third, going inside. trying to get McElrath. Into the whoops they go. McElrath on the inside. He's got the lead. Anstey gets second. The fight rages on here in Stockholm.
That's a piece of World Supercross right there. We've seen it all season. 1 wide, 2, 3, 4 wide at times. And great move by Max Anstey to take advantage quick there and don't let Shane McElrath get too comfortable out front.
The reigning world champ leads right now. The points leader and former world champion on the 99, Max Anstey, sits in second. He wants the lead. He wants to stay perfect. He's trying to get to the outside. McElrath takes the line away.
Great defense by Shane right there to hold him up, check him up in the corner. But Ralph, this is Australia, race 3, all over again.
Oh, he makes a mistake, does McElrath, and Anstey pounces and capitalizes. Max Anstey back into the lead in an SX2 race here in 2025.
Oh, push him, bump him out of the way. Keep that lead if you can.
Pretty physical in that last corner, but Anstey around the outside of the berm, coming to the finish line jump here. Getting ready to get into the final lap.
Great racecraft by both riders. Oh, Shane's going to lose a bunch of time there, but this is Max Anstey, Ralph. We see it from the front. If he gets a mid-pack start, it doesn't matter. He finds a way every single race. And if he can hold on, we'll be at 10-0. What a start to the night.
Here he comes. Max Anstey's going to have 1 to go.
That was a great lap, too. 50.8. Shane playing a lot of defense, did a 53.6, obviously a lot slower. But for Anstey to not only get the lead, but also make enough room to be able to comfortably take the lines that he wants in this final lap. I mean, well played by the undefeated Max Anstey.
And he's a few corners away from continuing the perfect season. And another 10 points towards his championship that he's craving here in 2025. Looking to become a multi-time champ here in the SX2 category. Anstey hasn't been the quickest all night, but he has found a way again to get himself to the front. Here he comes towards the finish line jump. Max Anstey, perfect still in 2025. And he weathers the storm of Hicks and McElrath here in race number 1.
And we didn't see Cody Schock much in that race. He had to make some passes, but that's super valuable for him because he's the one 28 points down, and he can't give up too much tonight if he wants to take this title fight to South Africa. So a quiet, off-screen, great ride by Cody Schock to get to 3rd.
But that's what he had to do. Hicks slips all the way back to 4th. Colin Park was 5th. Cole Thompson right behind him, of course, in 6th. Those two can't get away from each other this year. And there again is Max Anstey, your winner in SX2 race number 1 here, the Swedish GP. And let's go to Kristen, who's standing by with Max.
Max, a physical and aggressive GP race win to stretch your win streak. This is the most physically tired I've seen you after a GP race. You worked hard for that one.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. This track, I mean, it was dead flat for us when we started, and it's really gnarly. So pleased with that. Made a few changes within the break. I was struggling a little bit earlier, but felt comfy then. We got 2 more to go. Anything can happen tonight. It's a tricky track, and a lot of mistakes will be made, but we're locked in and ready to go again.
Max, we look forward to watching you in GP race number 2.
All right, so Max Anstey will get ready for GP race number 2 and hopefully another 10 points. There's a look at the results. Anstey, McElrath, Schock, and Hicks and Park, your top 5. Getting ready for more racing to go. Race 1 for SX1 coming up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this,
all right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from race number 1 from the SX2 category. Gate drop, Anstey, not bad out of the block. But Daniel, by the time he got to 1, it looked like he was going to maybe squeeze the whole shot out, but look at Hicks on the inside.
Well, this goes back to what we saw in Australia when Max Anstey has to take a gate that's a little bit further outside. He's great off the pad, he makes a great shift, but then he's on that outside. These guys just pushed him wide, he went right back to 3rd.
Bottom went into Lopes, yeah, he went down to the 16, got up, got going again, ends up fought back to 8. Here was where the fight really got good. McElrath got around Hicks, and Anstey capitalized as well. Then those two go at it. Max finds a way around Shane. And the 2 world champions battle through the whoop pad, and Max comes out with the lead.
Great racecraft from both those riders. Max just had a little more speed and a little more aggression in the later stages of that race.
Checkered flag, and Max Anstey wins another one. And here's a look at the confirmation. We paddled out inside 3Arena here in Stockholm. Anstey, McElrath, Shaw, Hicks, and Hart in your top 5. There's a look at the final few riders in the field. Peter, Humphrey, Chisholm, and Viney.
The consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to say the
Great building here to go racing in here, 3Arena in Stockholm. And the fans are on hand. They've come in and fill up the bowl here, and they're ready to go and enjoy some great Supercross racing with World Supercross, the Swedish GP here in Stockholm. Round 4 for 2025.
I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. I'm making modern kingdom for the taking.
So the first look at the 450 bikes getting ready to go here at the Swedish GP. They make up what is known as SX1. This is the premier category, the big machines. Ready to battle out. We have 3 riders battling for the championship here, Daniel.
Yeah, Joey Savatgy is sitting in the middle of Christian Craig and Jason Anderson in points, but he's not sitting in the middle as far as his riding earlier today. He was fired up. Now this is Christian Craig. He comes off the big win in Australia Race 3, but his teammate Joey Savatgy is riding with the biggest chip on his shoulder. He's been riding angry all day. He's been the fastest, and it hasn't even been close.
What about Anderson? What do you think about his style and shot here tonight?
Well, he's going to have to lean back on his experience and his championship pedigree to make up a little bit of a difference, because he hasn't been as quick as the 2 quad-lock Honda riders, but he is a former champion in this series. When the gate drops, he's usually at his best, but that right there, that is the man to beat tonight.
And Anderson, the only rider in the SX1 category field that has actually competed in this building, did it a few years back, but he said the dirt was exactly like what we're seeing here tonight. Maybe it could be a slight edge late in the day.
Oh yeah, it's a sponge. I mean, look at them as they roll out for their sight lap. I mean, it's just super glue. If you're not on the throttle wide open, imagine your brakes just coming on. So you have to be aggressive, but then when you ride aggressive, you make more mistakes. So tonight's all about finding that balance, the balance that Joey Savatgy has clearly found tonight.
Here's a look at the lineup and the gates that they're going to be in. Anderson's in gate 4. Aranda was very quick in Australia, but he's got a hurt thumb. Cole Nichols racing with us for the first time in 2025. He'll be in gate number 8. Simonson, Freezy's going to be next to him in gate 13. And then Jorge Zaragoza, his teammate, over there in gate 14. Now, if you would like to vote for your favorite rider of the round, here's how you do it. Just go ahead and cue up the QR code on the screen, and you can vote for your favorite rider of the round. Got your phone out, Daniel? You ready to go?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I got my vote in.
Jordy Tixier on this 911's been a surprise today.
Yeah, made the Super Pole for the first time this season. In these track conditions, I think he likes them a lot. Again, that balance is really hard to find. Aggression, and I would say typically patience, but patience really isn't working. So it's just a really clean aggression that's getting it done so far. For the 911, he was awesome in qualifying, making it to the Super Pole for the first time this season.
All right, we're just 2 minutes away from race number 1 for SX1. There's Ander Valentin and the Venom Bud Racing number 319. There you see Anderson on the 21. Here's Craig, ready to go. How about the Starks, Daniel? What do you think about the electric machines?
Well, I saw Michael Hicks in SX2. He was awesome. I mean, he's been awesome all day, so I've seen the potential of the machine. In SX1, Freese and Zaragoza weren't their best today in qualifying. You see them on the far outside, not the best gate picks, but I do think that these conditions can be an advantage, especially once blitzing the whoops goes away and they can start hopping through. They're really good when you jump through whoops. as is this man. Hey, Christian Craig, we saw him blitzed by Eli Tomac a week ago, but in Superpole, he was going inside, jumping a little bit here and there too. So the track conditions are going to play a massive role for everybody, and you're seeing the track right now at its very fastest. It's only going to get tougher as the night goes on.
And then away from the start. See Craig all the way to the far right, and then one bike between him and Savacci, and then Anderson just to the right of Savacci. Here we go. You see Tixier and Savacci in the gates. 45 seconds to go before we get this one underway. The first race of the night here at the Swedish GP, the premier category of the SX1 bikes. 30-second board is up. Riders are focused. Final adjustments. You see Craig giving one more look to the goggles. Quick scan, sky high. 20 seconds to go. 3 riders battling for this World Championship crown. Craig, Savacci, and Anderson all right next to each other here in the start gate. We are 10 seconds away from race number 1 of the Swedish GP for SX1. Are you ready to drop the gate and go racing in Sweden? Good charge to the first corner, and Anderson's going to come out with the lead. Craig gets twisted up on the inside. Savacci's right there with Anderson. El Hombre leads him here in Sweden.
And these are the two that need to be great tonight to dip into that Christian Craig points gap that he has. You see Henry Miller making a good move right there as well, but for Craig, he got pinched off down the start and in the first corner, but an aggressive first 20 seconds puts him in fourth.
Miller sits in third. He got credited with the whole shot. Anderson got the lead. El Hombre coming to grips with this Suzuki. And look at Savacci to the inside, battling for the lead now. He's right alongside of Anderson, and he's going to get through this rhythm lane quicker. And we've got a new leader in SX1, and it's Joey Savacci.
Yeah, you see that nice little 3-2 on the way out of that rhythm section for Savacci. And look, in a track condition like this, look at Anderson's doing some new.
Hanging it out.
Oh, he could have been a little meaner right there if he wanted, but it is lap 1.
Is it harder to do that, Daniel, on a night like tonight when you're just fighting to stay under control, that you can't necessarily make a move like that you might want to?
That's going to be the gamble all night long. Do you let your instincts take over and go after things you typically would, or do you focus on the track being clean? Both these boys are sending it hard lap 1, but Joey just a little bit better. That picks up what we saw in practice, qualifying, and Superpole.
Well, Joey's doing a great job of gapping Anderson here, and if you can do that, it's going to be almost impossible for somebody to make the time back up. And Joey has a 2-second lead right now over Anderson with a blistering 50.030. Quickest lap so far.
Well, he was a second faster than everybody in qualifying. So if you go to the gate and you're working with that speed and you get out front early, that's a great place to be. Now for Anderson, he's going to have to find something new. Some bikes down. Is that Tixier possibly?
He was running in 9th. Yeah, it's Tixier because he's dropping quick. There's Miller, and Miller is dealing with Colton Nichols on the 45. There's Tixier in the 911. Trying to get going again on Team GSM entry. Here's Anderson, trying his best to hang on to the backside of the number 17 quad block Honda Racing entry, Joey Savacci.
Little change there for Savacci too. He was going triple double out. That time he went double, but kind of bounced his way and did this kind of bounce double out thing, and that's going to be the key. If you can adjust throughout the night and be the first rider to find a new line or find something new, you're going to be successful on a track that will never let you do the same thing twice.
Best battle on the racetrack right now, right here, and it's a fight for fourth. Colt Nichols on the 45, closing in on Henry Miller. Miller riding for Rick Ware Racing on the RB's back number 29, and Nichols on the Pipes Motorsport Suzuki, a teammate to Jason Anderson, who sits up in second place.
And Colt Nichols' first ride of this championship series, which is so hard. When there's already been 3 races and everyone gets in their race flow, you got to show up and get acclimated to the day and to the night. And he's done it really, really well today. But Henry Miller is having somewhat of a breakout night in this championship too, running fourth.
Saw Savacci out front. It looks like Craig is starting to close in on Anderson, so we could have a fight for second on our hands.
and every point will matter. Again, they give points in these sprint races, so instead of just getting yourself into position for the main event, these races matter. And if you're Craig right now and you're in a championship battle, it may come down to a sprint race along the way that gets you this championship. So this pass, more important than you typically would think.
10 points for the winner here in SX1 race number 1, the Swedish GP. Anderson trying to close in on Savatgy. He's closed the gap to inside of 2 seconds, but the laps are ticking away. And here comes Craig.
And that was a great run through the rhythm section for Anderson. I mean, he's not even really trying to just double-double now. He's just keeping the front end high, staying aggressive, making sure he gets up over the top of the landing, and then just drives off the next one. It seems like things are coming around and cleaning up a little bit for El Hombre as he's kind of gapped his way out from Craig a bit.
Comes the 88 right at you. That's Devin Simonson sitting in 12th. The other Rick Ware entry. Here's the championship standings as we run here tonight. Roxon leads the points, but he is not here. So Craig, Savatgy, and Anderson, you see them sitting second, third, and fourth, should overtake Ken in the standings. Why we keep focusing on them as the 3 fighting for the title.
Man, and it's such a gamble with where you go suspension-wise on this track. I mean, you want it to be a little softer for some of these braking bumps in the motocross sections of the track, but then your bike just buries into every one of these lips, so you need it to hold up compression-wise. And I have to imagine that the teams are going to be monitoring their suspension, making a little adjustments as the night goes on. This is by far, I think, the hardest track to figure out for the suspension crew.
Final lap of race number 1. Savatgy got around Anderson early and is led all the way through now. Anderson has fended off Savatgy's teammate Craig, so the top 3 title contenders all right there, first, second, and third. Oh man, Joey, hang on. This one's not in the bag just yet. Any second on this racetrack could be disastrous towards a good points night.
Yeah, see, moving around here, he goes to the outside, changing it up. That's going to be the key tonight.
Even if you're trying to be cautious, this racetrack can reach up and yank you down into the dirt. Here he comes, final corner. Joey Savatgy, checkered flag. He wins race number 1 here at the Swedish GP for the SX1 category. Anderson will take second. Craig will hang on for third. And Henry Miller is going to beat Colt Nichols to the finish line jump for fourth. And Nichols will settle for fifth on that Pipes Motorsports Group Suzuki. Comes the rest of the field. Ryan Brees will take second. Austin Politelli in 7th, so the Moto Concepts racers in the top 10. Valentin for Ben & Bud Racing gets 8th. Vince Freese puts the Stark in 9th, and Jorge Zaragoza crosses the line right behind him. So the 2 Stark bikes in the top 10 as well. Good night so far for the electric machines. And the winner is Joey Savatgy on the Quadlock Honda. Let's hear from him.
Joey, a delicate balance tonight between not overriding, not being too aggressive, but also aggressive enough to be efficient. How did you develop your cadence for the overtake on Jason Anderson?
Yeah, it's just, like you said, track's tricky. You want to try to push, but sometimes it feels like the harder you push, the worse it is. So, yeah, I just had some decent lines early on and was able to kind of catch them off guard a little bit. So, yeah, I was able to get around them, and then just trying to put laps together. It's going to be a tough 2 main events from here on out, but we're off to a good start.
Joey Savatgy, your GP Race 1 winner in the SX1 class.
G. Anderson, Craig, Miller, and Nichols. That's your top 5. And as we mentioned, the 2 Starks finish in 9th and 10th. So race 1 is in the books. We'll have race 2 for SX2 coming up shortly, and then race 2 for SX1 as well.
Christian Craig of Quadlock Honda. Christian, 3rd in the first GP race. Describe the conditions out there. What have you been learning?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the greatest in these deep ruts, but Yeah, we're sitting in a good spot. It's obviously between me, Jason, and Joey for this championship, and we're all, pretty close. So it's all about limiting mistakes tonight, clean laps. I need to get a better start for this second and third one, put myself in a better position. But all in all, it felt good. The track just is chewing up super quick. So yeah, just try to be smooth and have fun.
Best of luck, Christian Craig. Of course, our winner from Australia in GP Race 3. Career-defining win for Christian Craig there.
And the track looks pretty treacherous through our eyes, but how about a man who was just on it? Henry Miller, 4th place in that race. How's it feel out there, man? It doesn't look easy, but you actually are making it look pretty easy with multiple smooth laps in a row.
Yeah, this is my kind of track. Slows the pace down a little bit, a little more technical. Let the long legs work to my advantage, and just kind of consistent laps. Hit your marks, hit your lines. The ruts are deep, they're treacherous out there, and we got to get through these races. It's not a one race and done. We got 3 motos, they all count. So we're just gonna keep on doing what we are and what we're doing, and get off the gate again like I did that one, and just put myself in a good spot.
Did you change anything coming in or going through the day? Obviously, you didn't know it was going to be soft, so it's sort of an unknown coming into the round, which I can imagine is quite hard. But have you changed anything on your bike throughout the day?
So coming into this round, I was actually pretty nervous when I seen how soft it was. My suspension's actually, clickers are all the way in. We added a bunch of oil last weekend. We threw a Band-Aid on it, and yeah, we're just trying to get through this. So I'm honestly very surprised how good my bike is handling out here for how soft it is. So yeah, I mean, my Arby's Rick Ware racing bike's just handling so good, and just the power's perfect.
And it powered you to a 4th in race 1. We'll let you get back to it. Good luck the rest of the night. Let's hear from his teammate, Cody Schock, who was with Kristen Beat.
Earlier in the day, Cody Schock told me you'll have to race this track as if it was a mutter, just really smart, methodical racing. In GP Race 2, what can you apply from what you learned in GP Race 1?
Find the flow early. I think, about like 2 laps too late, and that's where these guys kind of separated from me, and then I was able to kind of keep the gap the same, so I just got to be better early. But yeah, the track is very technical tonight. I don't say that lightly either. There's a reason why they built the track the way that it is. Everything's kind of tamed down, but seriously, with how tamed down it is such a hard racetrack right now, and it's only going to get worse as the night goes on. So I'm grateful that we have this time that the guys can go out and work on it. But yeah, it's going to be a good race. Well, it's going to be great racing the rest of the night for sure. So yeah, give us some credit. We try to jump the jumps, all right? We try to do a double, but yeah, I'm just excited to go out and have another good race.
With a positive mentality there, Cody Schock, P2 and SX2 standings entering Stockholm, guys.
And a great race in #1 sprint race of the SX2 guys. He came from way back and was able to make his way up to the front, salvage valuable points. Let's take a look at the track. And again, this looks amazing, nice and smooth. The arrow, look at this arrow is going to be just floating around. But you told me today on Track Walk, Tommy, that this feels more like a motocross track because it is tamed down and the soil obviously brings out the motocross characteristics.
Yeah, exactly that. It is so soft out there. A lot of the guys are changing their bike setup for the ruts. A lot of the MXGP guys, the European riders, have been fast all day in these conditions, but it is very, very tricky, and it's only going to get trickier through the night.
What are some of those changes in these conditions, like suspension? Where would you go right now if you were the one on the track?
Well, I spoke to Max in between sessions, and he's pulled his forks through a little bit. So they was at 3 mil through in the clamp. He went to 1 mil. Spoke to another rider, and they went 2 clicks harder. So both of them changes will do a similar thing. What they're trying to get away with is the front end diving. And either of those changes are going to make the front end sit up that little bit higher and try and get it away from those ruts.
So that puts more pressure on the rear of the motorcycle. How does that affect that in a negative? Because sometimes a positive here creates a negative there. Does it in this scenario?
The problem they're going to have here is more that front end. So I think if they fix that, they can deal with the back end.
So this would be a race where the shock, whatever it is, will deal. It's all about the forks and making it right.
It's going to be how they feel within that fork in their hands. Sometimes you're a little bit worried to make that change. The rider, I was speaking to Max before, and his head was sort of gone after the second practice session, and then he went for it. He made that change, and he came in, and he was really happy he did. So it's one of those things that you got to trust your gut and go for it. But as a rider, sometimes that's quite hard to do because we want to stick within our safety net
and that's how it is.
And that will be the challenge all night long. Can you make the motorcycle work right? Can you keep your own balance in check? We're just getting started here in Stockholm, Sweden. Let's go down to Chris and Beat with more.
Jordy Tixier, who was in Superpole in the top 4 in qualifying, unfortunately 12th in that first GP race after an error. Take me through what happened.
Yeah, I had a so-so start, but I mean the rhythm was good the first few laps, so I was battling for the top 5, and yeah, unfortunately I just got a soft spot and went really hard over the bars. So yeah, big one. Luckily to walk away from this one, 2 more to go, so let's focus and try to be better.
Best of luck in GP Race 2, hoping for a rebound. But again, guys, they maintain their gate pick from Superpole, so he will still have the same gate pick that he earned earlier in the day for the second GP race.
And that's tough sometimes, especially if you have a great race one. Maybe your qualifying wasn't better. You want to get a better gate pick. But last question for you, Tommy, before we go back to racing. You said earlier that when they prep the track, yes, it's better and faster, but it can also be kind of sneaky.
Yeah, sketchy for a rider, because when the rut's there, you can see it. But what they do is they almost backblade the track, so it looks smooth, but the pockets are soft underneath it. So those first few laps, as you see what Max done, being experienced, he bided his time, he found his lines, and he knew what he was doing. And then when it was time to make the push, he did.
Let's take a look at the points thus far. Max Anstie gets the big 10 points in sprint race number 1. Shane McElrath 9, 8, 7, all the way down. Good ride again by Cody Schock. 28 points down coming in. So now with a 2-point loss in that one, he's at 30. The magic number for Max Anstie tonight is 45. Can he get up 45? If he does, he'll be your champion at round number 4. But at the exact same time, he's chasing a perfect season. 10 races down, 5 to go. Can he do it? We'll find out in sprint race number 2.
WSX2 Swedish GP race number 2. Ready to go with the 250 machines and Max Anstie's continued quest to win another world championship in SX2 competition. He needs 45 points, a perfect evening tonight to wrap it all up. He's got 10, another 10 available here in race number 2, and then in the third and final race, 25 points up for grabs, which would close out the championship for him. Don't forget, you can vote for your favorite rider of the round. Just scan that QR code, and you can place your vote for your favorite rider of the round here at the Swedish GP. Maybe it's Max Anstie. See if Max can get a better start this time, Daniel.
Yeah, he's been great off the pad. He shoots off great. The issue is he's a couple gates over from other great starters, and he ends up drifting a little bit wide. So, Ralph, I'm going to watch and see if he's more aggressive down the start straightaway, maybe just hooks it left, shuts everybody down, and then brakes really hard. That's what he's going to have to do. Is he willing to do that to the competition? I'm not sure. But that's what's been holding him back from the hole shots the last few races as he makes his way a little outside of the competition.
Which is shocking because early this season, he was perfect out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, he's been so good in so many different scenarios. In the beginning, though, it was just happening for him. I mean, we were questioning, like, what would he do if he was challenged in a different way? Since then, Ralph, he's been challenged almost every single race, and he's answered those questions as well. And that last one, that was the big one. He sat back there for a couple laps, waited, then got going and could not be stopped. He continues to impress this season.
You can see Max 3 over from the W. And then to his left is Hicks, Lopes, Schock, and McElrath. Stout all the way across the board. To his right is Wageman. There's Cole Thompson on the 2, ready to go. There's Enzo, the Brazilian rider, who got a decent start last time, was quick early today in qualifying. And there's a look at Enzo from the front side on that 16. The RB's back to Rick Ware Racing Machine. Kyle Chisholm on the 11, the veteran rider. And Noah Viney, who had a rough ride earlier today. And here's Michael Hicks. on that Stark. Right there in race 1, boy, he got a great start on that one.
Yeah, checked out a little bit too. I think those first couple laps with the clear track, it was smooth, he was feeling it. Then he got caught up in a battle, but look who he's battling. It's Anstey and McElrath and Lopes and Schock. I mean, these are really credentialed Supercross racers. You mentioned Hicks is good in arena cross, but he's taken that talent to the bigger stadiums and bigger floors. So I would take the first race with some confidence and bring it to this one, do it again, maybe lead a little longer.
And if you don't know, arena cross is a real knife fight of a championship. So he's used to very intense physical racing, battling with everybody on the floor. So here we go, inside of 15 seconds to the next gate drop. SX2 race number 2, here we go. Max Anstey, can he get another 10 points towards the 2025 championship? Let's drop the gate and find out here in Sweden. Anstey right there. Can he close it out with the lead? Hicks. Yes, Anstey to the lead this time to the start of race number 2. And that's got to be a huge relief for him, Daniel.
Oh, and it was all about the execution of the double outside of the first corner. He went wide open, had a little tiny gap that he had to split, but he did it, shoots that double. Oh, they're in a bad spot now because this man has been the fastest once we went racing, and now he's clear track in front.
Yeah. Lopes right behind him on the Rick Ware racing machine. That Arby's back number 16. You can see the spray getting kicked up to him as he gets roosted in the backside of Anstey. Lopes was super quick earlier today. We'll see if he can be just as fast as he has to be here in race number 2. Then you got Hicks back again here on that Stark. And then the other Rick Ware bike with Cody Schock on is sitting in 4th, and Cullen Park with a good start in 5th.
And if you're Lopes right now, you are back-to-back Super Pole winners, which has to feel good, but you got to take that to the races. And in Australia, it didn't go so good for him. Then in this last one, sprint race number 1, he's up front, he goes down. So maybe a little bit of vengeance in this one, a little bit of a rebound. Take it to Max Anstey, get in there and be aggressive early, because if the gap grows any more than about a second and a half, really hard to recover on the 99.
Look at how they were really tiptoeing their way around that tight right-hand corner, Daniel.
Well, right now they're in that weird spot of, hey, the track is soft, it's beat up, but at the same time I can be really aggressive in spots. And the track crew's doing their best to get in there and work on it, but they can only pick and choose where to make those improvements. So right now they're learning where can I be aggressive and where do I have to be extra conscious.
Battle's starting to brew for 3rd as Cody Schock is closing in on Michael Hicks. Keep your eyes on that one. Here they come. There's Hicks, there's Schock, and then right behind Schock is Cullen Park. And Shane McElrath has climbed up to 6th. He wants to have a shot at this on that quad lock Honda.
And he's got to make up some ground here early, but good luck with the competition. Cullen Park has been fantastic this season, Cody Schock as well. But this battle up front is pretty tight. I saw Max Anstey actually take a peek over his shoulder on the finish line jump. I know, Ralph, last week Hayden Deegan in the 450 class was doing some of that as well. But I think for Anstey, that was more of a, who is this? Who do I got in second? How do I have to play this? Because he has played this class so well this year because he knows his competition.
Looking over your shoulder is not horrific to do. It's a matter of when and where you do it on the racetrack.
Exactly. If you're doing it because you want to understand the battle that's happening, you don't know who it is, that's one thing. If it's because maybe you stuffed someone really hard in the corner before and you're wondering if they're going to get you back, that's a completely other thing.
Really like the way Michael Hicks is riding here tonight on that Stark Future machine. Sitting right now still in 3rd on the number 460. Impressing all the executives in attendance. Just about everybody from the Stark factory is here tonight.
Yeah, they have to be happy too with the way he's riding up front, battling with these 2 Yamahas. Of course, you have GSM Yamaha's Max Anstey, powered by Star Racing, the Rick Ware Racing Yamaha team, using Club MX bikes that they've leased for the season. Those are 2 great programs. And if you're Stark, you're saying, hey, we're right with there. We're battling with these guys. We're one of them. They should be very, very proud of Michael Hicks right now.
That's exactly what Stark was hoping to get out of this season. In fact, I would say, we heard Anton saying earlier, they were thinking they were going to be top 10. Heck, you're top 5, top 3 right now.
Battling for podiums. You like that? Hey, good ride for Enzo Lopes to bounce back. And Ralph, we've seen a lot of that this year. Riders that make a big mistake, bounce back the next race. Christian Craig's done it. Hayden Deegan did it. Ken Roxon's done it. And in this class, you have Enzo Lopes, who had a terrible race 1 for his standard, and he's bounced back. He's looking good in sprint race 2.
This is the type of racetrack where smooth is fast, and I'll tell you what, Max Anstey is incredibly smooth on this one right now.
And smart. I'm watching his line choice. It doesn't matter where he goes. If he gets forced to the inside, he's just adjusting to that line. If he goes on the outside, he plays it the way it needs to be played. And I'll tell you what, who needs to play this thing real aggressive right now is Cody Schock. Again, the championship points. If you're Anstey, that's the man you're looking at. Every point will matter. Schock needs this one here.
What I'm surprised at in this race, Daniel, is the mistakes. They're there, but they've been minor up to this point. So we haven't seen a lot of movement in positions because nobody is really screwed up.
You're exactly right. It's been little mistakes, but everyone's staying on the throttle, so they're kind of powering out of those mistakes. That's why we haven't seen many changes. You see riders trying to take different lines here and there, but as the track gets worse, it kind of equalizes because every line kind of goes away. So a great observation there. We haven't seen the big mistake, just little tiny ones. Stay on the gas and pin it out.
But we have a lap to go, so anything's a possibility. Max Anstey trying to get win number 11 on the season. Man, that is hard to believe we're saying that, right? 11 in a row. Think of all the things that can go wrong, the mistakes that can happen, the mechanical problems that can happen. And Max Anstey and that number 99 Yamaha have been absolutely perfect up to this part of the season. Maybe he's going to sweep the night here in Sweden and clinch another SX2 championship. You see Noah Viney pulling off the course on the 39, getting out of Max's way. On that GSM Yamaha, here he comes. Final corner, picks his way around, checker flag awaits. Victory number 11 on the season for Max Anstey. He's done it again, and another 10 points towards the championship in 2025. Lopes will take second. Hicks puts the Stark on the podium here at the conclusion of race number 2 in Sweden. Cody Schock will be 4th, Cullen Park will be 5th, McElrath will take 6th here in race number 2. So the championship looks like this. Anstey stretching it out over Schock and McElrath and Cullen Park with one more race to go on the night for Max Anstey in his quest to be the 2025 world champion in SX2. 25 points available for that one. That race coming up soon. If he can win that one, it's another perfect night, his 4th on the season, and he will be the world champion. So let's go meet the new winner with Kristen.
Max, is it too soon to start thinking about a perfect season?
I'm just focused on one lap at a time right now. It's such a gnarly track, so tricky. Got to be on my game. Got to get the start a little better. That was hairy in that first turn. I went with a sand tire, which I haven't been on all year. And man, I was hooking up. I nearly looped out coming down here. So got to refocus, go again. We got a 12 lapper coming up, and the track's only going to get gnarlier. So yeah, let's lock in and go again.
He's 11-0 on the season, Ralph.
Yeah, and Kristen, we're on the verge of seeing even more history made here tonight at the Swedish Grand Prix. Can Max Anstey go perfect once again and clinch the 2025 SX2 Championship here at the Swedish GP in Stockholm? What a night it could be.
And Tommy, it's looking right now like Cody Schock is in position to save this championship, take it to the final round in South Africa. A top 5 finish will do it. He hasn't been outside of the top 5 this season, so it wouldn't be an amazing feat to be in that top 5. But that's how close it is, and you know Max Anstey knows it. How do you, as a racer, really just keep that out of your mind? Because you always say it, right? But how do you actually do it?
I would say it's more in Max's mind than it is in Cody's at the moment, purely because he's racing for himself, as is Max, but Max is going to go out and try and win the race. And obviously he knows the championship there. I think for Cody now, the championship's a long way off. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't really got the hope of that, I wouldn't imagine, at this point. So he just wants to go out there and race for himself, as does Max, to get this wrapped up. But I don't think either way. I think if Max can win all 3, he's going to go out of here a very happy man.
So you know Max Anstey, you know him well. Let's start with the beginning of this day. He had a crash in practice, a pretty decent one too. He hit the deck pretty hard. He's bounced back from that. That was the best we've seen him yet here. Take me through the mind of a champion, what it takes to go from the ground to the top of the podium.
With Max, I just think he's on such good form at the moment. I've known Max for years and years. He was a teammate with me in 2010. I've rode Motocross of Nations with him. I've never seen Max look as good or as confident as he right now. But it takes a long, long time. Max has won Motocross of Nations. He's gone 1-1 in front of his home crowd in England. He's won Lommel. He's won this championship, but we're racing right now before. So Max is the most experienced out there, and it really is showing in this series.
All right, let's go to Kristen Beat and check in with her. Kristen.
Excluding the wild cards, Greg Aranda would have been 4th in SX1 points entering Stockholm. Greg, unfortunate circumstances, a torn right ligament in your thumb, sustained in Australia. You removed yourself from GP Race 1, now sitting out of GP Race 2. You said the pain is just too much to bear.
Yeah, I broke the ligament last week, and on the week I know it will be difficult to ride, but I won't try. And I try. I don't make so much laps on the quali and the free practice, but on the race, too much pain. The finger become bigger again, and I have to stop. The pain is too much hard, so it's like this. I'm sorry for the team, and the speed was good again, but sometimes it's like this.
Better to put safety in front of performance. Greg, thank you so much. It's been a joy to watch you this season, and guys, definitely unfortunate to see him take himself out of contention for GP Race 2 in the SX1 class.
Coming off Australia where he was on rails. Now that injury, torn ligament in the thumb, that's happened to you before. How does it feel when you're out on track, and how's the recovery after?
It's a bad injury to have. I think last year in Supercross, a lot of the riders went out of it, Cooper Webb, a number of other riders, but I had it happen to me, and these conditions today couldn't be any worse for that injury, purely because every time he's shutting off the throttle, the front is diving so much, the pressure's going to be in that joint in his thumb, and there's no way you can really tape it up because you end up putting more pressure on it. So there's no way around it. Your handlebar just sits in that joint and aggravates it 100% of the time on the bike. So awful injury, one of the worst. It's a little injury, but one of the worst to have.
Let's take a look at the schedule on what we have left. It's the sprint races that have come and gone. We have one more sprint race actually for SX1. And then we will hit the main events for both classes with a big 25 points on the line. Coming up next, though, SX1 Race 2.
SX1 Swedish GP race number 2. 10 points up for grabs for the winner here in the premier category with the 450 machines as they roll out onto the racetrack. We are inside the 3Arena here in Stockholm, Sweden. These two riders right here fighting hard for the championship, Savachi and Craig. Fans on hand having a great night watching some World Supercross competition. The first time we've been able to bring the championship up here to Scandinavia. And Jason Anderson wants to put on a show and take as many points out of here as he can to take this championship fight to Cape Town, South Africa next weekend. Everybody getting a final look at the track as they make their sighting lap here. Daniel, those three, Savachi, Craig, and Anderson, they're the three we have to focus on for this championship fight. It sure looks like Joey's got a hand on it tonight.
He does, and it started earlier today in practice. He was the fastest when we first hit the track, and then he was fastest again. Then Superpole came, and I'll be honest, he just put a whooping on these guys. But if you're Jason Anderson, you are a former champion in this sport. You've had a long, successful career. You know how to adjust in the moments that matter most.
How about Yuriv Konski, the team manager, team principal for this Quadlock Honda squad? He's very similar to Zach Brown at McLaren right now. Zach has his two drivers, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, fighting for the championship. Final race this weekend in Abu Dhabi. He can't really play favorites either way, right? Same situation here for Yuriv as you take a look at the gate lineup for the SX2 or SX1 race number 2. Yariev's got 2 guys, Savatgy and Craig, ready to go for this championship. You can't play favorites, but you got to inspire both guys.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
It's a fine line, but he's a great team manager, and what I'm expecting, or what I guess I would expect him to do, would just be there to support both and say, I'm here for you, I'll give you everything I have, but when the gate drops, you guys are gonna have to figure this out on your own. When you're not on the track, I got you. I'll do whatever it takes for both of you, but it's an individual sport once we hit that track, and these boys are gonna have to figure it out for themselves.
So far, they've been able to do it. They've raced hard against each other, but they've raced clean. But as it gets closer and closer to somebody getting that World Championship crown, oh boy, those elbows are going to get sharp.
Yeah, you don't want to show everything you've got when it comes to physicality just yet. We're at round 4 of 5. Yes, we're winding down. But when you know that you're going up against your teammate pretty much head-to-head with one other rider and Jason Anderson in the mix, you're going to have to play your hand perfect at all times. And Joey Savatgy played that one perfect. He got aggressive early, passed Anderson, got to the lead, and just stacked his points. But, Ralph, those are the sprint races. You don't get big gaps in points. So if you're Anderson, you only lost a couple. That third race is when they're going to have to be their absolute best, because that's where the real big points, I'd call them swings. That's where the big swings will come into play. But right now, you still got to be perfect. This might come down to 1 point when it's all said and done.
Anderson has an open gate to his right. Advantage?
Yeah, if he makes a mistake out of the gate, he'll have a little bit of room to kind of swing it wide, but his competition is right to his left. It's Joey Savatgy who he needs to really beat out of this gate, shut them all down to the inside if he can.
And then Henry Miller and Craig, and all 4 of them were quick at the drop of the gate. And don't count out Luke Cloud over there on the 4 and Tixier on the 911. They've had good runs here throughout qualifying and practice earlier today. 10 seconds to go. SX1. Race number 2, we're in Stockholm, Sweden. The Swedish GP continues with the gate drop now. Anderson on the inside. Huge break for the Pipes Motorsports Group number 21.
That is exactly what he needed to do. Joey Savatgy had him out of the gate, but Joey checked up a little bit too much. He played it safe. Anderson powered in and then braked hard.
Oh, man, look at the 719 come flying into the screen here. And we've got a new leader as Vince Freese gets to the lead, and we haven't seen Freese do anything so far this year, and he finally comes to the top of the field.
Yeah, picked the right weekend to do it, too, with all the Stark bosses in attendance, but he's got 3 wolves right behind him in Anderson, Savatgy, and Craig. Here goes Hombre.
El Hombre, Jason Anderson trying to get around Freese, and he does so. New leader once again here, and Anderson gets loose. Freese cuts back to the inside, and Freese wide open on that throttle, trying to get to the front here and hang on. And now it's Savatgy closing inside on Freese.
If you're Anderson, go now and try to use Freese as a buffer in between you and Joey Savatgy. He might not get that chance. Oh, Vince is never going to give in, so this isn't over, but Anderson needed to use him. Didn't get to there.
Savatgy, down goes the rider in third. That's Craig. Craig, who is battling for his spot in the top 3, is down in the dirt. Unfortunately for him, that's really going to hinder his chances at this championship.
And in this 3-rider fight between Savatgy, Anderson, and Craig, he leads the 3. This is going to be a very, very important race for him. Don't override. Don't overreact to this moment. Just pick away if you can. But this is going to be very costly here early in sprint race 2.
Watch the rider in 4th. Craig right there. He catches that rut, Daniel, and it throws him right to the ground.
Yeah, those braking bumps on the bottom of that triple landing right there. Again, you want suspension to work for you everywhere, but you got to give a little here, take a little there, and I think his front end just got popped by that braking bump, put him on the ground, and now he's got about a 5-6 lap moto to really, really make some good decisions as we see Jason fighting.
Hang on, Jason Anderson. Quick look over the shoulder to see where Savatgy is at. Now, so Savatgy's going to move to 2nd in the championship. It was Christian Craig, but with him going down now, Joey holding down the race lead right now, or 2nd in the race, behind Anderson, moves to 2nd overall here.
They are fighting. I mean, I love the physicality that they have to ride with. I mean, this is one of those races where your mind and your body have to be in sync because your focus can't let up for a 10th, but your body can't either. So it's decision-making all through this race. Every inch of this track is going to make you react to the moment. Oh, no.
There it is. The 29, Henry Miller, having issues on his Rick Ware Racing Arby's back machine.
He was 4th in the first one. Tough break here. I'm watching that leaderboard. Craig is up to 10th. Every single spot will matter. Every point will matter, especially in this tight of a dogfight for a championship.
Let's see what happened to Miller here. See if we can find him. Oh, there he goes, down on the inside. Paulatelli was there, the 99, and Zaragoza was in there on the start. And here's Savacci going for the lead. Oh, and Anderson pulls away as he takes to the high side of the berm.
And Anderson knows he's there
Joey
now.
Right back. Anderson takes him wide, pulls it down, and down goes Joey. Anderson took him wide, stood him up, and Joey goes down into the dirt.
I'll tell you what, Jason Anderson, if you look through his career history, he can get you, especially if he's behind you. He's got an aggressive racing style, but that was defense done right. He checked him up, slowed up just in time to put Joey on the ground. This isn't dirty. This is calculated. Stops, holds him up. Joey grabs a little bit of throttle, goes down. That is a super good racer at Jason Anderson, doing it a different way.
And not only was it calculated, it was perfectly executed. And how tough was that to do in this race, Daniel, when this racetrack is so chewed up, so beat up? To be able to control your motorcycle perfectly like that is a real testament to the skill set of Jason Anderson.
Oh, it's a talent, and I mean, and he executed. The problem is he used it up in a race where he's only going to get 1 point on Joey Savacci. So if you're Joey now, you're probably mad, you're a little frustrated, and maybe you owe the 21 a little something throughout this series. So you'd like to use up something like that when you get more points. He's only going to get 1 out of it.
Yeah, but you said earlier, every point's going to matter in this deal, and it could come down to 1 point in South Africa. So that pass could be the difference in the championship when we're all said and done. You just don't know. And we also don't know, because we have a lap and a half to go here, something else catastrophic could happen and Joey could fall further back, and then it becomes even more points.
He's got like 5 riders all bunched up, and this is great for Christian Craig because they're all together. If you take this lap or two real smart here, you can get a few more guys, salvage all those points you lost when you hit the ground.
And Christian Craig is fighting his way back up through the... Oh! And that's the 98 that is down. That's Paulatelli. And he's trapped under the bike right now, trying to get out from under it.
He's in an awkward spot right there.
Yeah. Craig has fought his way back up to 5th, though credit to him keeping himself alive, minimizing the damage in this race. Anderson, Savacci, Nichols, Tixier, Craig, and Freezy still in the top 10 on the start. Anderson on the final lap here.
He needed this one.
This will be his first race win of 2025 in the World Supercross Championship.
Perfect time to get it to. Good ride, Jason.
Jason Anderson, debuting with the Pipes Motorsports Group here in 2025, takes the win in SX1 race number 2. Colton Nichols will take 3rd. Here comes the rest of the field to the line. Christian Craig's going to manage to get 4th and salvage quite a few points as he just gets in front of Jordy Tixier. Vince Freezy will finish 7th after a great start. And there goes Luke Clout to finish in 11th on bike number 4, the Venom Bud Racing entry. So Jason Anderson picks up 10 points for the win here in race number 2 with a beautifully executed block pass that took Savacci to the ground, and the Pipes Motorsport Group to the win. Jason has the helmet off. Kristen's right there.
Jason Anderson with a masterclass in the block pass. You always say you're just having fun out there. Would you consider that fun?
I think Joey's going pretty good tonight, but at the same time, I'm going to hunt him down. If he's in front of me or he's behind me,
You know, I think we're good friends, but when it comes to racing, I'm by myself.
Jason, in this series, you're not only making your debut with World Supercross, but also on a brand new bike on the Suzuki. How good does it feel to know that you're finally at a point where you can be racing on this bike feeling confident and ready?
Yeah, you know, I had about a month on it before Argentina, and I even flew home after Australia to try and be better, but still not there. You know, I think I need to go faster.
Jason Anderson with his first GP race win of the season with the Pipes Motorsports Group. Ralph?
And don't forget, Kristen, Jason is the only rider in the SX1 field here who actually raced in this building a few years ago and had some experience with this dirt, and it might have paid off for him there in GP race number 2. Anderson, Savacci, Nichols, Craig, Jordy Tixier, your top 5 at the completion of race 2 for SX1 here in Sweden.
All right, let's take a look at the SX2 championship points, a 33-point gap between Max Anstey and Cody Schock. So, Tommy, here's the math. If Schock is 7th or better, this thing goes to South Africa. That's how he has to stay safe, 7th or better. But you said that at this point, he's not thinking championship, it's too far out. He's thinking about race in and race out. So what's the play here? Just go for it and stop the win streak?
Yeah, they all want to stop this win streak that Max is on. I think if there was a night they could stop it, it's tonight. Because of the conditions, you could get some because of the conditions, you could get some surprises. But Max has been faultless once again. It really surprised me in that first race, and he's kept the win streak alive.
Awesome. All right, well, here we go. Final race of the night for the SX2 division. Let's drop a gate.
And here we go, the final SX2 race of the night at the Swedish GP, race number 3. 25 points up for grabs. Can Max Anstey make it perfect once again here at round number 4? Can he get enough points over Cody Schock to wrap up the championship here tonight, or is it going to go on to South Africa, which is next Saturday night in Cape Town? There's Schock on the 69. Looking to make a run at it here on his Arby's Rick Ware Racing Yamaha. He's had a good night, Daniel. Not a great night, but a good night. He's got to be 7th or better to extend the fight.
And I believe that he's going to be okay there. I mean, he hasn't been worse than 7th this year, so I think that a standard Cody Schock ride will keep him safe. But I want to see him get in front of Max Anstey, because there's been multiple times this year where he's had the speed and he's challenged him by getting to him from behind. Now, can he get up in front of him and play a little defense? We haven't seen that yet. So between Anstey and Schock, the battle I want to see is 69 up front, 99 in second, and see how that transpires on the track.
You know, last week in the Gold Coast of Australia, Max had to find another way to get to the front, and he found it in the whoop section. He utilized that each and every race to get quicker than everybody else and gain ground on him. Here tonight, there hasn't been one section of the racetrack where Max has found that he's better than everybody else. He's just kind of picked his way around all over the place.
That's a great point, and you're right. He's picked his way by tenths, just a little better. But if we go back to the beginning of the day, he was off. He had a crash. He looked nervous even at one point. It's gotten better and better and better, and that last race was maybe one of his best of the entire season. So he has righted the wrong from this morning. But you're right, it's not from an obstacle. It's the whole thing has just really pieced together for him a tenth at a time.
Handful of other riders looking to mess things up for Max here tonight. Everybody trying to end this perfect streak. 11 races so far in 2025, and all of them have seen the 99 at the top of the standings when they have been completed. There's Cody. He's got Enzo Lopes, his teammate, right alongside to his right. Cody's had good runs here in SX2. Had a great season in SX2 last year. Rick Ware looking to have another one here in 2025.
Continuing to build on the bike and off. He's talked a lot about the mental game this season. And I will point out, he has been at his best this year in these longer, tougher main events. He seems to build his way towards the finale. So we may see the best of Cody Schock in this race right here.
Fitness could come into play here in this one, Daniel, as we take a look at the points. And the clock showing that we're a minute away. There's the points right there. Anstey, Lopes, McElrath, you can see where they are. That's not exactly right because we don't see Cody Schock on that. But anyway, fitness could come into play here because these guys' arms have got to be getting tired from hanging onto these bikes tonight.
Super physical night of racing. I mean, they've been fighting the bike. Even their best laps have been an absolute fight. So the body's being tested. The mind is being tested. Max Anstey's about to be tested again, but he's 11-0. He has passed every test to this point.
See Max in the gate in the 99. 3 bikes over to his left is Cody Schock, and then McElrath next to him. Hicks has been getting great starts on the Stark number 460, and Lopes on the 16. Certainly can't be counted out. This is going to be a great one. Race number 3 for SX2, the Swedish GP. Max with the best start he's had all night, and look at Lopes come firing up the inside to take it away from him. And Schock is right there as well to try to get another spot put down. Yes, he does. And Max, who looked like he was going to have a phenomenal start to this one, Daniel, ends up in 4th, maybe 5th.
That's what makes Supercross so much fun. That was his best start. Off the pad, his shift, he cuts over, he brakes hard, and he gets pushed back to 4th. Shout out Enzo Lopes, though. He shot up that inside. That was an aggressive move. You gotta do that to Max Anstey if you want a shot, and 3 riders have one now.
This could be the best thing for Cody Schock. Max gets denied the win. Cody's in front of him. It could be the perfect point scenario for Cody to carry this on to South Africa if he can stay in the top 3.
We're going to have a fun one here because Max Anstey not only is chasing that championship, but he is perfect this season. He's going to have to go through the defending champ. He's going to have to go through Cody Schock, who was right there with him in Vancouver. And if he gets through them, he's going to have to go through Lopes, who's won the last 2 Super Poles. This will be Max Anstey's most challenging race of this entire season.
No doubt about it. Lopes and Schock out front. The Arby's Rick Ware Racing Team running 1 and 2 here at the Swedish GP, and Rick Ware back home in Mooresville, North Carolina, watching and cheering on his riders here tonight.
And he's loving this with the 2 boys out front, and Lopes is on one early, trying to get away so that if the battle comes from Anstey, it's going to have to be from some super fast laps from Anstey to even get to him.
Oh! Is that Cody? Yes! Cody Schock goes over the bars, and that could change everything in this championship in one terrible moment for Cody Schock. He's up and going again, but he's got a long way to go to claw himself back into this title fight.
Anstey winning with Schock 8th or worse, and the championship ends tonight. Anstey still has to get up there and win the race. Look how far Lopes is gone.
Lopes is gone.
And Schock has time to make moves, so we'll monitor this because there's 2 things happening at once, but this man wants, he don't care about the championship, the perfect season. He wants one for himself, and he's doing the right thing here early in this moto.
Well, what Max has to be careful of is not worrying too much about being perfect, but just being smart and getting to the finish on this one, getting as max points that he can out of this, and maybe clinching the title when he gets to South Africa.
Great point. Now let's see Cody Schock here. Okay, he comes up short, leg off.
Oh, yeah.
That last buck
man,
right
look
there,
at
that is a flying W. Hey, and he's lucky. The ground is soft, and he did land at his feet. Oh, Colin Park, that would have been one of the tougher riders to get.
Oh, and he gets on course right in front of Cody and doesn't help out at all for Cody Schock's quest to get to the front here tonight.
That's a tough go, but Cody Schock is one of the toughest riders in this sport. He pops right up, back to the bike, back to fighting, while Enzo Lopes just pulls away. Okay, so your point, Ralph, Max Anstey's going to have to make a decision right now. Do I just be smart and put the championship as the priority, or do I chase the perfect season? Because if he does, he's going to have to send it a little bit right here. He may not want to do that in these track conditions, so this might be a mental test for Max Anstey more than a physical one.
Yeah, he told me in Australia when we talked about that very thing, he said, no, he said, you know what, I'm going to be smart about this. The World Championship is what means the most to me. I got to focus on the overall war, not all the battles. And right now, that appears to be what he's doing. As you look at the live championship standings, Anstey significantly out in front of Schock, McElrath, and Lopes.
I'll tell you who's going to be happy is the Brazilian fans. Enzo Lopes, he's got a fan base. They're passionate, and they're going to love this as he continues to pull away. It's not like he's holding the lead. I mean, he's still chipping away. I mean, 0.3 better. He's up to 4.7. It's a great race. Cody Schock continuing to make moves. He's mathematically still keeping this thing alive.
That's the halfway point here in race 3. That's Cody on the bottom. The championship is still open, but Max has one hand firmly grasping the trophy right now.
Great bounce back from Enzo Lopes, too. He was your Super Pole winner, and he didn't take the credit for Australia's because Max Anstey made a big mistake. He took the credit tonight because he was purely the fastest in qualifying, and then he goes down in sprint race number 1, but bounces back in the race that matters the most, executes an aggressive move in the first corner. He's being rewarded with clear track. And, I mean, the win streak, 11-0, is at jeopardy right now. Enzo Lopes has done his job.
Enzo Lopes putting in a great ride here from the start as the laps wind down here in race number 3 at the Swedish GP. And Max is hanging in there, closing on Shane, but not by a ton. 2.7 the gap between first and second. Now we're being told if Max Anstey can get to second with Cody all the way back in 10th, that would be enough for him to wrap up the championship here tonight. But problem is, how does anybody communicate that to him?
Well, they're going to try, but he's lost the tail of Shane McElrath. Now, I feel like he's just settled in and saying, you know what, it's been a great night. I've got my points so far. I got this championship where I want it. But the tough part is he's not going to clinch if he doesn't make that pass, and he's also going to give up the perfect season. So it ends up being a race that maybe he looks back and says, a little more aggression, one more pass, and I can end this thing right now. But as it sits, we're taking the title fight to South Africa. Cody Schock has gotten up and survived the race, kept the championship alive, and a great ride for Max. So this has been very solid, very smart, which is essentially what you need to be a champion. So not his best individual race, but some of the best decisions he's made right now.
Yeah, he didn't panic. He quickly came to the decision to not push overly hard. The gap has grown by 0.2 between him and McElrath. Here's Lopes.
Ralph, this is an individual sport when the gate drops. But when the gate doesn't drop, or before the gate drops, sorry, it's a team sport. And the Rick Ware Racing team was dealt some adversity this week. They had a bag get lost in luggage, or get lost on the way from Australia, and they had to find it, put some pieces together, make these bikes work. So shout out to Rick Ware Racing on their ability to make things happen for this team very last minute. They're being rewarded right now.
Yeah, and when you say a bag got lost, we're not talking about underwear and socks. We're talking about pieces and parts.
We're talking engine parts and suspension parts. And for Cody Schock to get up and survive that crash, reward his team with some grit and some effort, Enzo Lopes to execute like he has, Rick Ware Racing team has done their job tonight.
I'll tell you who's still charging, and that's Cody Schock here in the 69. He is going after Cullen Park. This is a fight for 8th right now with 2 laps to go here at the Swedish GP. Cody trying to get to the inside here.
They've been battling for a while. I mean, when Cody got up, this is one of the first riders he came up on. Remember, Cullen Park had his issue, so this has been a long dogfight of a race for both of these riders.
Meanwhile, Cody's teammate, Enzo Lopes, picking away at it here, coming up to 1 lap to go.
Line choice is everything. I see him on those far edges. Look, he's way on the left. See the tractor mark still there? That's a better part of the track, and he's got enough room in front of him to move over and find it.
Look how far back Max Anstey is. Shane McElrath, you saw Shane go over the finish line jump and out of frame, and Max just picking his way along.
Yeah, business decision for Max Anstey. The title is what's most important. The perfect season would have been nice, but guess what? It gives him something to chase next year. Try again. But that title, that's where the glory comes. That's where all the work comes into play. And he's mentioned all year how important it is for him to get that championship. So, good decision.
Final lap underway here at the Swedish GP in our SX2 category. 250cc machines. McElrath trying to catch Lopes, see if he can steal the win out from underneath the Brazilian. He's pushing hard. Here comes Shane. Goes inside. Just can't get it done. Checkered flag and Enzo Lopes, the Brazilian, lights the candles here at the Swedish GP with the win for Rick Ware Racing. And Max Anstey, here comes the 99. The perfect season is over. But Max Anstey gets one hand firmly on the championship trophy and crown. Anstey will win the event here. He will take the overall victory. Lopes will win race number 3. And Cody Schock will come across the line in 9th. And this championship will go on to Cape Town. There's team manager Dave Antonock right there to celebrate with Enzo. I'm sure Rick Ware is jumping up and down back home in North Carolina right now. He doesn't miss a lap.
And he should be proud. I mean, that's team effort, rider effort, grit, heart, execution all in one. Good job, Enzo Lopes, stopping the streak. And Ralph, he earned it in that first corner. He had to make a decision, and he made it, and he stuck the pass.
Sure did. He sure did. And for the first time all year, that graphic has changed. It has always been Max Anstey inside the WSXW. And for the first time, it's somebody else by the name of Enzo Lopes. And I'm sure the Brazilian fans are thrilled as their man wins GP race number 3. But the overall will go to Max Anstey, as he will stay perfect when it comes to overall victories on the 2025 season. Lopes, McElrath, Anstey, Michael Hicks with another good run on the start here. He's in the top 5 once again. Robbie Wageman with one of his best rides of the 2025 year puts his bike, the Suzuki for Pipes, in 5th. And problems continue for Noah Viney. And let's go ahead and go on down to Kristen Beed, who's got Enzo Lopes.
I actually have the overall winner on the night, Max Anstey. The win streak may be over, but a hand firmly planted on the championship as we head into Cape Town. Max, how did you survive this night?
Wow, that was a tough one. Obviously, the first 2 went very well, and that last one, man, it was the ruts were gnarly. I had one moment where my both feet came off, twisted my ankles, twisted my legs, and I was like, okay, I'm just bringing it home right now. That was tricky. Track was tough. Happy to be out of here in one piece and get the overall. That's the important thing, and we move on to Cape Town next week.
Focused on what's ahead. Thanks so much, Max Anstey. We're going to bring over Enzo Lopes, draping himself in the Brazilian flag. Enzo, your first GP race win of the year, snapping Max Anstey's win streak. Enzo, how were you able to get it done in such treacherous conditions? How'd you keep your head on straight?
I finally got a good start, and it wasn't easy because Max and Shane were on me the whole race, especially the last turn. They're riding amazing. Congrats to both of them. But yeah, I'll just celebrate this win. I broke Max's streak, which is nice, but we still have one more race to go in Africa, so we'll see you guys there.
How big is this win as it relates to your confidence this season?
I mean, it feels amazing, to be honest. And I really want to just take the time to thank everyone in Brazil watching right now. I don't even know what time it is there. So thank you to all my fans that are watching this right now. And yeah, confidence is right there up top.
Enzo, congratulations. Prior to that GP race, Enzo Lopes' best GP race finish was a 3rd, so a big night for Enzo. And stepping into frame, Shane McElrath, that last lap, you did everything you could. Shane, you seem emotional in this moment. Why is that?
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet. It's been a tough year so far. After last year, it was like, man, we were just kind of clicking things off, and yeah, we've had a lot of work to do this year. And honestly, the Quad Lock Honda team, like we've been working, and that's what has been kind of fun about it. It's like, with how last year went, like I just want to win, and I feel like I should win, but it's like these guys are riding really good. And Enzo, he got a good start, and he got the gap early, and it's like when I got into second, I was like, okay, there were a couple laps I didn't make up any time. So yeah, praise the Lord on another podium. We're still fighting. It's this is one of those where it's not super easy, but I'm learning, I'm getting better, and yeah, we'll be back.
This is Shane McElrath's 3rd podium overall on the season, our defending champion, closing out the night here in Stockholm.
And here are the championship points. Let me bring you up to speed on how this will go down in South Africa. Now, Max Anstey is not your champion yet, but if he lines up in the 3rd race, the main event in South Africa, mathematically, he will clinch the championship just by leaving the gate. There is points for all the riders throughout the 3 races. That's all he needs to do to get his championship trophy. So he's got one hand on it right now. He's going to have to close things down by leaving the gate in South Africa in race 3. All right, Tommy Searle, that one was good. Enzo Lopes, I think, decided really, really early in that one in the first corner, I'm sick of Max winning. I want to be the one to beat him. And he's able to make that aggressive move, and that was the difference maker.
Yeah, it made the huge difference, and you knew he needed to make that happen right there and then. As you see in that clip, he didn't really have the best of starts, and then he just made it happen, and that made that race for him. I think he rode a brilliant race. It's his first win in this series.
How's
huge
this?
Crash.
This is your first look at it.
Oh my God, I see that out the corner of my eye. It was massive. He done well just to get up from that and carry on, because his race was hectic. Even after that, he's kept somewhat his championship hopes alive. You might have to resuscitate him a little bit, but they are still there.
Yeah, he didn't want to let Max celebrate tonight. Take it to South Africa in a gritty comeback ride to keep this thing going to round number 5. How about Shane McElrath late in that race? Once Max was able to kind of settle in, and I call it a business decision, just be smart, get out of this race careful, as we continue to see Cody Schock just fighting through this race. But for Shane McElrath, he fought back, almost got Enzo Lopes at the finish.
It was so close. I didn't realize how close he was. He made a big push in that last lap, and he was very close. He probably could have smashed him in that last corner, but he played it safe.
So this is the coolest part of the night for me. You play the national anthem for the winner. Would you like to sing this yourself, or?
I've been on the podium with Max. He done all the work that weekend as well. He went 1-1 and got us on the podium at Motocross of Nations. But it's always great to hear.
We'll hear that in just a moment. The perfect season may be out of play, but the overall perfect season still in play. He's 4-0. And a big congratulations to Max Anstey. Tommy, how's that feel right there at the end of the night when you're on the podium, get to spray the champagne after all that hard work?
He looks a very happy man right now. I don't think he's too disappointed that he lost that race. He still won the overall, and I think he's just happy with himself to keep pulling this off week after week, because he was reluctant to make a change to his bike. I think he's loved his bike throughout the season, and he made that change, and I think that helped play a part in this win.
And don't forget, we'll have all 3 of these riders on the debrief show after the racing is complete. They come up and hang out with me and Tommy up here. We get to talk to them, ask them questions while they watch their own race back. That is the debrief show, post-main event show, which is always a lot of fun. Now we pivot to the SX1 conversation. If you're Joey Savacci right now, things got a little tougher there because you hit the deck, you're a little frustrated. How aggressive are you with Jason Anderson, knowing who he is and how he rides and his capabilities? Do you just try to beat him straight up? What if you have to get physical? Do you take that now, or do you go to South Africa? I mean, how do you play it if you're Joey?
I think in an ideal situation, you'll get out the start and you'll be gone. But I think it's time. I think he rubbed him up the wrong way a little bit with what Jason did, although it wasn't a bad move in any way. But as a rider, you're still going to wind you up. There's going to be a little bit inside that you're like, I'm going to get you back. So I think the gloves are definitely off. And Jason's right there now. The points are very, very close. So I don't know. I think he just needs to get the start and get gone. And I think he knows he can do that deep down. He's probably been the best guy all day. I think he bided his time a little bit too much. Jason was out front, but I think he had that much confidence. I think he thought he could take his time, and it bit him right there.
Plan A, get out front, take off with it. Plan B, let the race come to you. And I think you're right. He's been the best rider all day. Maybe a little bit too patient right there. Maybe a little too patient right there. Hey, we're going to go racing for the final time tonight. It's main event for SX1. Let's do this thing.
And it's time for SX1 race number 3. 1 to go in an amazing night of race action. 12 laps left for the boys on the 450s.
Yeah, here we go. The final race of the night. Race number 3 for SX1. 3 riders fighting for this championship. And Christian Craig's got to have a great race number 3.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how he responds. This has been the year of the bounce back. All these riders have been great in the rebound rides. Christian Craig hit the ground. He gets up, charges to fourth. We'll see if he's big in this final race.
Kristen, Vince Friese really tried to shake things up in this championship in race number 2.
He certainly did, off to a characteristic pole shot in GP race 2. Vince, we haven't seen that all season, to now finally be feeling that with 2 to go on this season. Where are you at mentally?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew this is what it was going to be. It's a totally new bike for me, and only way to really learn is to take the thing racing. So we can do all the practicing and testing and all that, and then you get here and it's always a different ball game. So to come actually do it at one of these races and get back out front and lead a little bit, it just feels good. I kind of felt at home there and really unlocked like a kind of new pace there, because just being up front, you just kind of get into that groove quicker. So this is an awesome motorcycle. I really think it's the best motorcycle here. It's just dialing it in to us and racing at this level. So I'm having fun with it, and hopefully we can get another one of those.
Can you replicate what we saw off the start in GP race 2? Was that luck or was that skill?
No, that was a really good motorcycle, and kind of nailed one, but I think we can do it again. I haven't had the best qualifying positions, and the gate pick, we're stuck there all night, so pretty far outside, but I think we can do it again.
Best of luck out there, Vince. So good to see Vince back in the mix, guys.
Sure is, Kristen, and the track crew going to work again, Daniel, and they have done an outstanding job of providing the best track they can. And this is one of the things I love about this World Championship. We get the most extreme variety of soil and dirt and surfaces to race on that we see anywhere in the world.
Well, we were in Australia 7 days ago on the hardest packed, slickest surface I think I've ever seen, and now we come here. It is so soft and ruddy. And Ralph, if you want to see someone become a world champion, you want to test them in every environment. And so for me, I love what I'm seeing. I love watching Joey and Jason and Christian fight their way through something different. That's what makes racing cool.
Yeah, in Vancouver we had the glacial till, and Buenos Aires was completely different, and I'm sure next weekend in Cape Town, who knows what we're going to get down there.
Yeah, that's the test that needs to be passed if you want to be a world champion. Christian Craig, I'll tell you what, he passed a test in race number 2 there. Went down early, put his head down, made great decisions, fought back to 4th, and we have a 4-point gap between Craig, Savacci, and Anderson. Tension, it's building. We still have a great 12-minute main event coming. Plus, don't forget, Cape Town next weekend to decide this championship.
That's where everybody is headed next to clinch this championship. And this one in the SX1 category is wide open. Who's your rider of the round? Vote now. Get your phone out. Scan the QR code you see on the screen and place your vote right now. Is it Jason Anderson? Possibly. How about Christian Craig or Joey Savacci? I'm sure Kristen has already scanned the QR code, haven't you, Kristen?
I actually did earlier in the day, Ralph, but I'm standing by with Mark Johnson, the standing-in team principal for the Pipes Motorsports Group this weekend. Larry Brooks and Dustin Pipes not here this weekend, and there is a strong likelihood that we could see 2 Suzukis on the overall podium heading into GP Race 3. How are you guys managing the night?
So far, so good. Obviously, this third moto is going to be the one that's really important. And yeah, good possibility of getting both the guys up there. So,
what are you telling Jason and Colt as they enter this third GP race? I mean, are you in conservation mode? Are you racing aggressively? What's the mindset there?
Managing the race, minimizing mistakes. As Larry always says, just have fun on the bike.
As Larry always says, and I'm sure he's watching from home. I know Dustin Pipes is.
Yeah, they're all tuned in. Any team manager or team principal that can't be here is tuned in for sure. There's Paulatelli. He's had some challenges here tonight. Joey trying to get focused. Here's a look at the points available. 25 for the win, 22 for second, and it goes on down from there through the top 10. See a bit of a smile inside the helmet there. Christian Craig looks like he's in a good mood.
Should be. And I think his team principal, Yuriv Konskis, he's in a great mood. Joey and Christian put themselves in position both to be championship points leaders going into South Africa. They both had great nights for different reasons. Christian, of course, in his recovery from a fall. Joey and just his raw speed has been fantastic tonight. But they're going to have to go through Jason Anderson, who is finding his comfort on that Suzuki, gets his first big win of the season. And I think we got a dog fight coming in these final 12 minutes of Supercross racing tonight.
Well, this Swedish crowd has gotten what they hoped for. Some really good, very intense racing here tonight. First time the World Supercross Championship has been able to come here to Scandinavia, race inside 3Arena. And here's a look at the lineup. Christian Craig's going to be in gate number 1. Henry Miller is going to separate him and Joey Savacci, and then Jason Anderson right alongside of him. Gregory Aranda is out of it with the injured thumb. Colt Nichols has had a pretty good night. He's sitting in gate 8. Ryan Brees inside gate 11. Watch for Vince Freezy now on the Stark, gate 13 with his teammate alongside in the 14th slot.
Looks like he's got that figured out. He's an ace of a starter coming off a great start in sprint race number 2. These championship points, Ralph, this is where all the attention is. Look at that, 105, 104, 101, 4 points. Yes.
And again, of course, Ken Roxon not here with us tonight, so that championship is going to get turned upside down, and that's why we're focused on Craig, Savacci, and Anderson.
And this is the one with the swing. 25 points for first, 22 for second, 20 for third. A big win in race 3 really can make the difference. Christian Craig got all 25 last week in the Gold Coast of Australia. That's what propelled him into this conversation. So this is the big one. This is the big test. And all riders have something to fight for in this one and something to be proud of, too, before we drop the skate.
Bikes have all come to life, and they're all rolling out. Let's go to Kristen Beat.
Thanks so much, Ralph. Yesterday, I chatted in extent with team manager for Quadlock Honda, Yuriv Konski, and I asked him what it's like managing this championship battle between Joey Savacci and Christian Craig, and he said, listen, they both want that championship. I'm going to let them race how they choose to race, but obviously there is also a team championship at play. He said, I hope they just race each other respectfully. We'll see what we see here in GP Race 3, guys.
Here's something that's interesting, Daniel. Coming into this third and final race of the night, Savacci and Anderson have both earned 19 points. Christian Craig has earned 15, and Colt Nichols 14. That's how tight it's been all night long.
So Craig would be 4 down on Savacci and Anderson, so he can't win his way into the overall without a little bit of help.
Right there.
Yeah,
there you see it.
3-point gap from between first and second in this final race. So he would have to win and then have a little assistance in between Joey and Jason. So for Christian, the overall is going to be tough tonight, but he can still salvage what he needs in this final race. The overall is what matters total in the championship, but he would need a little help tonight to get the overall. This one might come down to Joey versus Jason in a little rematch after coming together in race 2.
And reminders, 25 points up for grabs for winning race number 3. Anderson and Savacci going to line up right next to each other. Get your votes in for your favorite rider. Help them out the best you can. Scan that QR code, vote for your guy. Do it right now before we drop the gate here in race number 3. A lot of great choices tonight. 1 minute to go.
Keep an eye on that 719, Vince Friese. He's on the far outside, but it didn't matter in race number 2. He was able to get right up front, bring that aggression to that lead pack.
And we shouldn't be surprised by that. Vince Friese is one of the best starters in the game.
One of the best of all time. I mean, mathematically, if you just look at the numbers, but this season it hasn't been there, but his gate picks have been very far outside. That's played a role for sure, but it didn't matter in sprint race 2.
And this one's just got, you can just feel it building, can't you?
Yeah, I can see the tension between the 21 and the 17 for reasons that are legit. I mean, Anderson, again, played it perfectly. Savacci, just if he would have been a little more patient, maybe he sneaks away, hits the back tire, goes down. But hey, as Tommy Searle said, as a rider, you still, no matter what the reason, it's frustrating when you hit the deck. And if you're Joey Savacci right now, it's how do you respond to that? Can you respond off the gate, or do you have to do it on the track over the next 12 laps?
You got the top 3 title combatants to the far right of the screen over there, but right in the middle of is Henry Miller on that Arby's Rick Ware Racing Yamaha, and boy, he could really get in there and mix this up too. He's been pretty good off the starts. Turn 1 is going to be something here at the Swedish GP. We're down inside of 15 seconds to go. Stockholm has been a great host for round number 4. How are we going to finish the night here in Scandinavia? Get ready to drop the gate and get after it here in race number 3 at the Swedish GP. Great start for Savacci on the 17. Anderson's right there on the outside. He's got the lead. Jason Anderson with a great run down into the first corner.
And I'll tell you what, if you're Joey Savacci, you may look back on that first corner and think, that was my shot. He said, I can't be that nice. And he had Anderson sitting there, and if he drives him right over the first corner, he's in the lead. But hey, 12 laps to get it done, but that was a missed opportunity there.
That could be the moment that turns the championship upside down right there. Anderson now in a great position, and the reason why that could really change things is because Joey has to push now, and you don't want to have to push on this racetrack.
But if you're Joey, you have been the best rider all night. You've been the fastest. You had over a second on everybody in qualifying, so you're working with more speed, but you're going to have to find a way around Jason Anderson, one of the toughest racers in the sport's history, and you're going to have to do it on a night when Jason is starting to feel it.
But the challenge also for Joey is the fact that Dr. Smooth is right behind him there and Christian Craig, and Smooth is fast on this racetrack.
Absolutely, and Christian Craig, again, tough race 2, went down right there at the landing of the triple into the corner. This is going to be a better opportunity for him, but Jason Anderson has gotten the memo. He's getting more and more comfortable each and every race.
46.9 for Anderson, 47.6 for Savacci, 49.1 for Craig. So Anderson showing the speed out front.
Now the track crew has had their hands full, but this is the best the track has been for SX1 because they're always following SX2. We gave them a pretty big gap in between these last 2 races. So right now, you're gonna see a lot of speed early.
One rider down, I believe that was Colton Nichols. Yes, Colton Nichols is down on his machine, the number 45, and he's gonna crawl off to a safe spot behind the tough blocks, get it assisted to there.
Wow, that was so sick by Jason Anderson.
See that?
Comes out of that corner, just wheel taps his way into a blitz, And again, the track right now is the fastest that the SX1 boys have seen it. So you're going to see Anderson really push early.
You see him sitting back on that rear wheel going through there. Here's a look at the live GP standings. Anderson 44 to Savacci's 41 the way they run right now, and Craig further back at 35. The medical flag is out, so they're going to roll through that section as they attend to Colt Nichols there down on the racetrack. Now they can get back after it. And Anderson ran a 49.9, Savacci a 50.006, and Craig a 50.465. There goes Nichols, who went right over the bars. That's the same spot we saw the big crash earlier with Noah Viney.
Yeah, Noah Viney went down there. Cody Schock went down there. Now Colt Nichols. But I'll tell you what, great decision-making from Jason Anderson, Joey Savacci, and Christian Craig to roll their way through that rhythm section. Don't jump those doubles, because a week ago, Christian Craig was penalized 5 points for blitzing through the whoops. So
here it is again.
Yes, after the flag, you cannot jump. Jason keeps that back tire on the ground. Joey does as well, and then you can attack again for at least, Colt might be moved by next lap,
yeah,
but
he's up. Looks like they're going to escort him off the racetrack as soon as they get a break in the field. So it's good to see Colt back up on his feet. There he is.
Tough break and a very tough part of the track. Claimed a lot of riders today. Look at the championship points.
That's
wow.
It. Roxon drops to fourth, as we said. Anderson up top. 126 is Savacci, and Christian Craig one marker behind them in third. What a fight for this championship.
Now here is how important this is for both Jason Anderson and Joey Savacci. It's a 3-point gap between first and second. If they switch, that's a 6-point swing between these two. And right now, I mean, they're all tied up pretty much. So if you're Joey Savacci, you may not know this math right now, but this is so important for you if you want to win this championship. 6-point swing on the line if you can get by El Hombre, who is one of the best, fastest, most defensive riders in the sport, who is also on offense right now.
Man, he is just flowing. Look at that, how he rips through that whoop section there. And you know what they say, Daniel, when it comes to winning championships? Just get me to the dance, I'll figure it out from there, and that's what Jason Anderson is doing. We're coming down to the last race of these 5 rounds for 2025, and Anderson has put himself in a position to now go to Cape Town and fight for this championship, and he's coming to grips with this Suzuki at just the right time.
Perfect timing to get absolutely connected with your machine on the toughest track of the season. But I gotta say, Joey Savacci's hanging in there, and I don't think we've seen the best of him just yet. This has been a pretty well-contained race while Jason's giving it everything. So if you're Joey, the clock is ticking. You're gonna have to make a move here in the next lap or two and get close as Jason wheelies his way through the whoops. I think a battle may be coming. It's gonna be decided in the next lap or two if Joey can get to his rear tire.
We'll find out. There's only a handful of laps left to go in this one. Race number 3 here at the Swedish GP, winding down quickly. It has been all about the Pipes Motorsports Group Suzuki, and Jason El Hombre Anderson leading here. And you can see Jason with the overall best times in sectors 1, 2, and 4 so far here. He just ran a 47, making a 49. 47.9 it corrects, 47.9 to a 48.1. So Anderson still laying down the quickest laps of the night.
Sitting at 1.8. It was 1.6, now it's 1.8.
Did you see how far to the left they were? Almost off the racetrack to avoid the ruts over that.
They are running out of real estate, but we've seen riders go down there too. Christian Craig landed off that triple, hit a braking bump and went down, so they're looking for clean real estate. I'm sorry, boys, but it is not out there. This is going to be a dogfight. You're going to have to take the lines that you know, hope that they work, and for Joey Savacci, you're going to have to take a chance here.
And don't forget Jason Anderson, who's going for GP win number 2 here tonight in race number 3, is the only rider in the field who actually raced in this building in a Supercross a few years ago. So he's got a little bit more experience on this dirt than the rest of the field, and it seems to be showing here the final 2 races here at 3Arena.
Nice line right there. He moved back in a little bit. There's a little bit of a rut through the braking bumps, and he found it.
And oh, by the way, when he raced here a few years ago, he won that one too.
So he loves the building. These boys love a good building too. Different riders in their history. When you get to a place, you just feel it. He's been great on the soil. And he hasn't been the fastest rider tonight, but he has been in this one. And Joey is hanging in there tight, but he's going to have to do better than hang in there. He's going to need to be special in these final laps of this race.
Cloud is out down here, facing the wrong way. 2 laps to go. Anderson on the Suzuki. The Honda of Savachi. 1 and 2. 48.8 for Jason, 49 flat for Joey.
Missed the line there, went a little wide, missed that rut. Joey was clean, so it's closed up. It's now to 1.6, the tightest it's been in a while.
Joey's doing everything he can to catch him, but man, Jason is riding so good.
And if you're Joey, you're in a really tough spot right now because you want this win. You want that 6-point swing, but you can't take too big of a chance and go down and lose the points that would put you in position to fight for it. So big decision coming here.
Coming, final lap, here we go. Anderson just ran a 48.3. Savachi, the closest he's been with a 48.8, and we're on the final lap.
I can't believe they're in the 48s right now. I mean, these are 2 riders that want this championship so bad, and that tough block in the track slows both of these boys up.
This track is destroyed, but these 2 don't care, giving it everything they've got. Final lap here at the Swedish GP. Anderson leading all the way. Can he finish it off? Savachi trying to catch him. Crowd on their feet here in Stockholm.
719.
Working their way around. They know a world championship is at stake. Suzuki versus Honda. Final corner. Here comes Jason Anderson to the checkers, and he lights the candles in Stockholm. He wins his 2nd race of the night, his 2nd GP, and Jason Anderson will get his 1st overall victory in World Supercross competition as he wins 2 races on the night here in Stockholm. Savachi will take 2nd. Christian Craig will keep his championship hopes alive as he finishes 3rd. Henry Miller with a great run for Rick Ware as he finishes 4th. And Devin Simonson will finish 5th, so Rick Ware gets 2 riders in the top 5 here in Stockholm. But that's the man of the night, Jason Anderson. El Hombre is the nickname. He's also El Winner here tonight in Stockholm. What a Swedish GP. The 4th round of this incredible 2025 season, and Jason Anderson does it for Dustin Pipes and the Pipes Motorsports Group. His 1st year running in World Supercross competition, and he is the Swedish GP winner. There's the results. Anderson, Savachi, Craig, Miller, Simonson, Paulatelli, Tixier, Brees, Valentin, and Vince Friese on the start in the top 10.
Wow, wow, wow. Jason Anderson is clutch there at the final laps. Tommy, your thoughts on a great ride by Jason Anderson and Joey Savachi?
Unbelievable ride. Right from the off, you see the things that Jason was doing hadn't been done throughout the whole night. And he just sent it on those first few laps. He knew what he needed to do, and he'd done just that.
What a ride, what a clutch ride. Those points, they matter right now, Kristen.
Absolutely they do, Daniel. Jason, after a season and a year riddled with adversity, to come back here in Sweden and take your 1st overall win of the season, are you starting to feel like yourself again?
Yeah, you know, I think Joey really kept me on my toes all night, and I had to execute that main pretty much perfect for what my riding was today. You know, I think he had speed on me all day. But man, to be able to race myself into a position to win when I really wasn't at the speed to win today was awesome, and I'm just really stoked to be happy and on the Suzuki. Thanks, yeah, to my wife, my family, Suzuki, Mohead, Jelly, man, there's so many people that I want to thank. Monster, Alpine Star, Aero, just everyone. Scott, thank you. I'm just excited. This feels good.
Jason Anderson's previous best overall was a 3rd in Canada. Now he will leave Stockholm, Sweden, 1st overall.
Tommy, these championship points couldn't be better, any better for us. It's all like, what, I think 1 point between the top 3. But that man right there is catching some momentum.
No, it was awesome what he done there. I think, like he just mentioned, he probably wasn't the best rider up until that final moto, and he made it happen.
And we'll go back to Kristen with Joey Savacci.
Joey Savacci, disappointed in a 2nd overall, as we were just talking off camera, but you really started to close the gap in that final GP race.
Yeah, it was a good day racing, honestly. I am a little disappointed that they, biased, but you know, they did as much track prep as they did for the last one. I've been good all day, and then obviously when the track gets gnarlier, I feel like I got better. So the beginning part of that race, yeah, it was hard for me to get going. We've been riding on a track that's been gnarly all day, so it was a change of pace for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's I didn't have it that last one, unfortunately, so have to settle for 2nd, but I'm happy with the riding. You know, I'm happy with my starts, and yeah, we 3 more to go.
And we will head into Cape Town with a tight points battle for the championship as we bring in Christian Craig, finishing 3rd overall on the night. That may have been one of the hardest fought 3rd overalls on the night after just a wild ride in all 3 GP races. Christian, take me through what this night was like for you, both mentally and physically.
As much as I wanted to love this dirt, it's just, I didn't grow up on this stuff, so I struggled all day. The deep ruts is just not my cup of tea, unfortunately, but no excuses. Everyone had to ride it. And I got better throughout the day, but the 2nd main took me out a little bit, went down and then had to climb my way back up. Luckily, I was able to get 4th in that one, and then I knew I just had to try to get close to these guys, but man, they were on a roll, and winner take all, I think, on this last round. So give it up to my whole team, Quad Lock Honda, Fox Racing, man, everyone that helps me out. My family came out here, so yeah, take this 3rd overall and be ready for next weekend.
Jagger watching you right now. A family moment for Christian Craig, finishing 3rd overall on the night, guys.
And we'll take a look at the highlights from race 3 for the SX1 division, and it all started for me in that first corner. I feel Joey could have been a little meaner here, Tommy.
Yeah, that was his chance in that race, because Jason, after that, was gone, and Joey never really got close enough to make a move.
How about the track? Joey made a great point. That was the fastest it was all night. They prepped it pretty good right there. They were down on the 48s. He was better when it was tougher. They were moving in that one.
Yeah, they took a lot of risk, the pair of those, because as Joey mentioned and you just said, they hadn't been that fast all day. Some of the rhythms they'd smoothed out, but even though it's smooth, those soft spots are still there underneath, as Colt Nichols found out right there.
Yeah, Colt Nichols down. How about the wheel tapping from Anderson? He had some really cool moments in that race.
It was unbelievable what Jason was doing. Honestly, I was watching it with goosebumps. The pace they were going, I mean, it's hard to see on TV how gnarly that track is, and what they were doing was very impressive.
So when it comes to the track, you have the hard pack in Australia, you have the soft and the ruts here in Sweden. Now we go to Cape Town, South Africa. We don't know what the soil's gonna be like, but what we do know is it's a 1-point gap between Anderson, Savacci, and Craig. It's a winner take all.
Couldn't ask for anything more as a fan. I think those 3, they were the ones in the championship hunt coming into this round. Joey and Jason especially stepped up this weekend to put himself in the fight, and now it's all to play for.
What a night for Jason Anderson. He was big when it mattered. He's going to celebrate on the podium. He'll join Joey Savacci, Christian Craig, the 3 championship hopefuls, all together on the podium tonight. And just like that, we will be in South Africa 7 days from now to close down this 5-round, 5-continent World Supercross Championship. And we'll have all 3 of these riders on the debrief show. Come and hang with Tommy and I. We'll watch the final race together. It's their version, or I'm sorry, it's our version of a press conference. Now, Jason's talking to the FIM. We remember there was a red flag, cross flag out in that race. So a little discussion on how things went down right there. It's hard to say in the moment because they definitely recognized it. How are they going to judge that? I'm not sure. To me, they definitely recognize it. That's the first thing, because usually when there's a fault, they just blow right past it. So I guess it's a judgment call by the FIM.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I hope the results stay as they are because it's all to play for right now. And when you see that, a lot of the time as a rider, you see a red cross flag, and it's very hard to judge in that situation or to slow down, because a lot of the times these riders know what they're doing, and if they had seen it, they would have slowed down. It's very hard as a rider to see those, and I think in the position those two are, they know what's at stake, and if they felt that they saw it, they would have slowed down in respect to the rider.
And Jason Anderson not too displeased looking right now. There's Yuriv Konski, the Quad Lock Honda team. He's got to be happy. He's got 2 riders fighting for a championship a week from now. That man is one of them. Christian Craig, again, spectacular in Australia, and he said it. I didn't grow up on this type of dirt, but he was good today. Just needed to be a little bit better to get the overall, but a valiant effort for a rider who grew up in Southern California.
Yeah, these conditions, as he said, are very tricky for him. I think, if anything, they played into Joey's favour today, and I think, as you can see, he's quite disappointed that he didn't pull off the win, because it would have gave him that advantage going into the final round.
And the win goes to Jason Anderson, continuing to acclimate back to the Suzuki, a bike he grew up on, went away from in his pro career, rode for KTM, Husqvarna, Kawasaki. He's back home with Suzuki with the Pipes Motor Group. A great match, I believe, too. Tommy, you've been on different teams in your life. When you gel with the right people, it can be something.
Yeah, no, it's important. I spoke with Jason earlier, and he actually said in between he changed the clutch, and I think you saw that today, because Kenny One's run one clutch, and Jason was running that but didn't like the feel. He changed it, and I think it helped with his starts.
Congratulations to Jason Anderson. And Tommy, you had your song played tonight in SX2. I got my song played tonight in SX1. Actually, I should say our song.
Our song.
Because I have Kristen Beat, who will be joining us at the desk to break this night down. She was on the floor where all the action was.
Magical. This is magical, guys.
Oh, they all took a swig there. That's water, everybody. For all you kids watching at home, it's just water.